This video is about inflation. So let me give you an example, and I'd like you to tell me, do we consider this as inflation or not? If we have a marker and the price of marker increased from $10 to $12, is this considered inflation? Think about it again. No, it's not considered inflation. Yes, we know that the price increased, but this increase in price is not continuous, is not sustainable. So the definition of inflation is a continuous or a sustainable increase in price. Returning back to the example of marker, the price of the marker should increase from $10 to 12, 15, 16, 18, 21, 25. This is called inflation. But if the price increased only once, from $10 to $12, this is considered price correction. So, a sustainable increase in price or continuous increase in price is called inflation. What if we have the opposite? A continuous or sustainable decrease in price. This is called what? Deflation. So what do we mean by deflation? The price will continually keeps decreasing. For example, the price of the marker is $10. It will drop to 9, to 7, to 5. This is an example of deflation. Another terminology you need to be aware of is hyperinflation. So what do we mean by hyperinflation? It means that we have a very high inflation rate, and this inflation rate is increasing at an accelerating rate. Let me give you an example. Zimbabwe. Do you know what is the currency of Zimbabwe? This is the currency of Zimbabwe. So this note is worth $100 trillion. Yes, what you saw is correct. $100 trillion. And it cannot buy you a cup of coffee. So this means that when we have hyperinflation, a very high inflation rate, it means that money loses its value. It means that customers has a lower purchasing power priority. Because money lost its value, they cannot buy many goods and services. So this $100 trillion cannot buy you a cup of coffee. Another example, Venezuela. Do you know what is the inflation rate in Venezuela in 2018? Guess. You'll be surprised. 65,000%. This is the inflation rate in Venezuela in 2018. It's super high if you compare it with developed countries such as United States or Australia. In Australia, our inflation rate is between 2 to 3%. So here having a 65,000%, it means that money lost its value. Therefore, what do we mean by hyperinflation? Well, inflation rate is very high. Usually, it's double digit, which means it shouldn't be thousands. But once you reach a double digit, this is considered hyperinflation. The two examples I gave to you, it was the extreme. Then we have another definition that you need to be aware of, another terminology, which is called stagflation. So what do you mean by stagflation? And this is considered the worst economic structure that we have in any country. Why? Because usually any country makes trade-off between inflation and unemployment. In this example, we have a higher inflation, and at the same time our economy is in stagnation. What do you mean by the word stagnation? It means that we have higher unemployment. So in a normal economy, they make a trade-off between inflation and unemployment, but in this example where we have stagflation, we have higher inflation and at the same time higher unemployment, which means our economy is screwed.